everybody thinks that they know what the best version of the game is, right? And what I realized was it didn't matter like how much I would voice my opinion or how much the community would voice their opinion. Bungie had the direction that the game was going to go, and it didn't matter what I thought or what I wanted or what anybody wanted. The game was going in the direction that it wanted to go, so it was pretty much useless to try to control that and just keep hoping. Like, you know, I'd be like, okay, well, maybe it'll, like, you know, maybe things will come back, maybe those secrets will come back, maybe this will come back, and I just kept like hoping, and they just never would.
We are at a point within the Destiny community where it seems like literally everybody has lost hope in the improvement of Destiny. The state of the game has been pretty garbage, and we can all agree on that. The storytelling for Lightfall stunk and still isn't great throughout the seasons. The PvP meta is constantly abusive, and it's causing more and more people that used to love PvP to leave. Look at True Vanguard. The replayability and stability of the game seems to just be getting worse. And there have been so many videos out there that address all those ideas with criticism and passionate opinions and negative feedback, rightfully so. But throughout so many of those videos, there seems to be a common theme that is incredibly dangerous. There's this idea that Bungie doesn't care what we think. They have a plan and they don't deviate from that plan. So if you make suggestions for change, or if you have any hope for change, you're wasting your time, your effort, and you're delusional. So basically, everyone is hopeless in the game, and if you aren't hopeless with us, you're stupid and delusional. Like, when in the heck did it become a crime to have hope that Bungie can make change and will listen? Seriously, I can't even believe I'm asking you this. We used to always talk about how much potential is in the game and how exciting it would be if Bungie did this or did that. But now if I even speak about something that I think would be cool or awesome, I'm delusional? I don't think you know how dangerous that mindset is. Now, those statements may be true. I don't know. I don't know what's going on at Bungie. But when we as a group are pushing this mindset that is hostile to people that are holding on to a sliver of hope, it's like we're pushing apathy onto everybody else. You're promoting apathy. You're promoting hopelessness. The game we love needs change, and it needs change now. We've all agreed on that. But we're going to have to be the catalyst for that change. But how can we be the catalyst for that change if the majority of the community has given up and seems to be hopeless? Here's how I look at the game. I see it like a person. A son, a daughter, a spouse, a family member, a friend, whoever. And they're sick, their body is diseased, and it's killing themselves. And if change is not made, they'll die. Is that a fair statement? When we look at everything we mentioned earlier, I think it is. But the sickness didn't start this season or this year. That person has been sick and suffering for a long time, and they aren't the only person that gets affected. In life, when someone we love or care about gets sick, we get affected too. It's common sense. If my little girl or boy was sick or in the hospital with something life-threatening, my whole life would be affected. Because that person I love is part of my life. I can already hear the comments now, but lesson, Destiny isn't my child. You know what? You're right. It's not. It's just something that I love, that brings me joy, that I love pouring hours into, and that is a reflection of my identity, of me. Shoot, I started playing Destiny at the D1 beta. That was in 2014. It's been almost 10 years. 9 or 10 years ago, I was 11 to 12 years old, in middle school. I'm 21 now, trying to get into medical school. So that means I have spent half of my life pouring hours into this game, with friends, family, having a great time. And I'm not the only one with that story. I'm absolutely sure that tons of you do too. Or maybe you haven't been playing Destiny for 10 years, maybe 5, maybe 2, maybe 1, maybe a couple months. My point is, I have invested tons of hours into this game to where the game is like my own child, or a best friend, or a spouse, someone that I love spending time with, that brought me joy or brings me joy, that I find my identity in. That seems to me like a pretty valid example. So if that person is sick and in the ICU, let me ask you a question. Would you give up on them? Would you want those nurses and doctors taking care of them and their treatment to give up? I wouldn't. I would try to have some hope, and I would try to help out any way I possibly could. But when we say there's no hope or we should give up and that change is never going to happen, that's exactly what we're doing. We're giving up on the person we love. And if I was that doctor and I looked at that child's family and they were discouraged and had lost hope and had given up, and they were telling everybody else in the family to give up, that would be really discouraging. That would make me want to give up. But what if that same family had hope and was dedicated into helping solve the problem? Guys, that would give me so much encouragement. That would make me want to work even harder to try and figure out how to save that child, even if I didn't have the answer. Well, guess what? That's what we need to do. We are that family. We are a massive, intricate, dysfunctional family that comes together on the holidays just to argue and insult each other just because we like to. And it's all kinds of jacked up, but we all have one thing in common. We love this game, or at some point we love this game. And that should unite us. Now, Bungie, if you are listening to this, please hear me when I say this. You are the doctors. You know how the body works. You know how it is connected to everything. You know how to interpret the test. You know how treatment may affect the person or the virus or the disease. But just like some doctors out there, please do not get over arrogant. That you think you know everything and that you think you know what the best treatment is for the patient. You don't have all the answers. Look at Lightfall, look at the story. You fumbled hard. And it seems like you're constantly fumbling when it comes to PvP meta or incentive or stability in the game. 100 different things. It's the truth, and that's just how it is. The game isn't getting any healthier. So maybe we need to start thinking and considering other treatment options. In the real world, doctors don't make the final decisions on what treatment to start. They present the ideas to the patient, to the family, and let them ultimately decide, because they are the ones that are paying for the treatment, and they are the people that will have to live with whatever comes from that treatment. And I'm not saying that you should present the changes that you want to make to the community and we just all vote on what we want. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you should be willing to listen to the family intently, because we want the game to be healthy just as much as you do. You want to make money? That's great. I want you to make money. But why don't we make money off of a healthy patient over time, rather than leeching every penny out of a dying patient to go work on someone else who was just born? I'm not saying that you're doing that with something like Marathon. I don't know. I'll give you some benefit of the doubt. But that's what it feels like. It seems like you're prioritizing a newborn baby that is healthy at the moment over someone in the intensive care. God willing, when I become a doctor, I could never do that. So Bungie, please just listen. That's all I'm asking. Try to listen to our ideas and see if there is anything that would be valid to be implemented. Okay, so back to us. What can we do? You can do something. We all can. And we all will need to if we want change to happen. Here's my plan. I'm going to be like a med student, or a good mom or dad, or a friend that tries to help search for those answers, even though I don't know it all. And then I'm going to present my ideas to you and to Bungie. I'll make them into videos like this, labeled "We Need Change." And then I'll talk about whatever is in the thumbnail or title, about what's my diagnosis of the problems and what's some possible treatments or solutions. Now, I'm not perfect. I don't know exactly how everything works. But instead of constantly whining, complaining, and pushing apathy onto others and our doctors, I'm going to try to help. And you can too. We all can. And that's where your part comes in. I need you to be the judge. Watch the video. When it comes out, listen to my diagnosis of the problem, my ideas. If you think they're realistic or good ideas, then help me push those answers to as many people as possible. And you can do that in so many ways. You can like the video. You can tell me what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you hate the ideas or think it's stupid but still love the game and want it to improve, then help me push the message. There's no reason not to. Will I have all the answers? No. Will they be perfect? No. We can totally disagree. I'm saying let's have a conversation. Let's brainstorm. Let's figure this stuff out. We can have a conversation and disagree with each other without being douchebags to each other. On my last video about lightweight bows, I literally tried to respond to every comment, good or bad, because I want to hear your ideas. And if you don't have any ideas, but maybe agree with someone else's comment, then like their comment or expand on their idea. I also look at those conversations. And if that's something that a lot of people want, I'll talk about it. So that we can hopefully bring that message to Bungie. And if you don't have any ideas or you don't like any of the ideas, but still love the game and want it to improve, then you can still leave a comment. You can. Just simply leave a comment that says hashtag we need change, or hashtag Destiny 2 needs change, or hashtag save Destiny 2. Those are all things you can do on the videos I put out. But you can do so much more than that too. You can promote this message on your own. Go talk about it to your friends. Go share it. Go ask them specifically what they think needs to be changed. You can also start the conversation with other content creators. See what they think. Try to get them involved. Personally, at the beginning of this series, I plan to cover PvP because it's what I know best. But could you imagine what could happen if we had a bunch of PvP experts out there that know this game, know what's going to be broken before it's ever shipped, and may have ideas on how to fix them? If only we had those experts. Wait, we do. Was that always on the screen? My point is, we have content creators out there, streamers, YouTubers, that can do this. Not just for PvP. We have experts in every part of the game. We got the lore guys out there that might be able to give some great ideas on how the story can proceed. Very recently, Asacross put out a video where he talked about the Lightfall campaign. Now, he's not really known for the lore, but he made a great example of what Bungie could have done with the death of Rohan to make it meaningful to us. Now, could you imagine if we had all the content creators join in on that? It'd be insane. It's not like we would just be getting that one creator either. Because when they start the conversation, all their communities are going to be having the conversation. All the PvE people, the lore guys, the Crucible, everybody. And if literally every content creator made one video on the thing that they know best, or the thing that they have good ideas for, that could change the game entirely if Bungie was to listen. Now, there have been content creators out there that have been doing this for a long time, but I think there have been reasons why Bungie hasn't heard them. If we're going to make change, we're going to have to change the way that we present these ideas. Now, I'm going to talk about that in my next video, because if we want change to happen, we're going to have to be smart. We're going to have to be strategic. If you want to learn more about that, or want to see how I'm going to be presenting these ideas, go check that video out. I want to say one more thing to the people that may have already given up on the game and the devs. Maybe you already have apathy towards them or the game. Look, I'm sure at some point you loved this game and had some hope, even if you don't now. So what's the harm in some people trying to help bring the game back to that point to where we can all love it again? Seriously, what's the harm? If I want to use my time to try and make a difference, that's my choice, regardless of whether it makes a difference or not. So there's no argument to be a jerk to people that want to try. At least we're trying. The only thing you're doing is whining and complaining. And if that's all you do, then how can you expect anything to happen? If we don't try, nothing will happen. And in my life, I've had a lot of experiences where actions taken with a little bit of faith have led to what I would call to be miracles. I'm just hoping that I'm not alone and that this can be one of them. Ultimately, all I want is for this game to be fun and flourish again for everyone. But we're going to have to be the catalyst for that change. And if you're still here, even if you hate the game or are skeptical of this idea, I think a small portion of you wants that change too. That's what I think, guys. I think we need change in so many aspects of this game, like the story, the PvE, the PvP. And I think we can have that change, but we may have to be the catalyst for that change. And I could never do it alone, and you could never do it alone. I'm just one unknown voice. But if we all come together and rally behind each other as one voice, as the Destiny family, the devs, the community, the content creators, then change could actually happen. And if we can come together, hopefully we can save our game before it's too late. If you would like to help me on future We Need Change videos, or have ideas or solutions to problems, you should join our Discord. It's where we have a lot of the discussion behind the scenes to make these videos possible. I don't know everything, and I don't claim to. A lot of times I would just start bouncing my ideas off of people, or even talking to you about your ideas to hopefully voice them in future videos. So if that sounds like something that's up your alley or you want to be involved with, I'd love to see you in the Discord. If you'd like to see the next video in the series where we talk about how we can combat all these problems effectively with some strategy, and how we can communicate effectively to Bungie, the link to that video will be in the description. So if you want to get involved, go check that video out. If you want to see the first actual episode in the series where we talk about lightweight bows or snipers or some things that need to change, those videos should be coming out within the next few weeks. Those videos take a lot of time, and I'm currently operating on a very small amount of time to try and produce these things and get them out to you. So just bear with me and keep an eye out for those when they come out. You know, the goal of this video is to hopefully push it out to as many people as possible, because we want change to happen, and we will have to be that change. The first step to that is to start the conversation. And this video can do that, but it can't do that without your help. So if you enjoyed the video or you're on board with this message, let's start that conversation together. Leave a like or a comment. It could be something as simple as that hashtag #WeNeedChange. Subscribe if you're new or if you want to be a part of this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.